a new global crisis erupts when a mysterious illness known as AIDS spreads uncontrollably across the world. At first, the symptoms appear mild, fever and fatigue, but things quickly spiral as infected individuals lose their sanity, their speech turning into nonsensical ramblings. These individuals, now known as talkers, spread the disease with every word they speak. The situation worsens as the disease spreads, and the Anti-Epidemic Institution (AEI) enforces strict measures, including quarantining those affected and forcing citizens to wear special headphones to prevent exposure to the disease. Society is on edge as protests and riots erupt against the AEI, which many see as exploiting the crisis for its own gain. In Istanbul, strict curfews are enforced within the safe zones, and the population lives in constant fear. Amidst all this chaos, a linguist named Murat, who suffers from synesthesia, finds himself immune to AIDS. His condition allows him to experience intense hallucinations whenever he hears certain sounds, including the ramblings of the talkers. These episodes cause him to endure severe headaches, but he tracks his condition using tapes, documenting his physical and emotional struggles. One day, Murat encounters Sule at a bus stop. As he walks away, Sule looks up, and their eyes meet briefly. Murat sneaks past a guard to visit his mother ML, who insists he go out to buy groceries, despite him being advised to stay indoors due to recent arrivals in the safe zone. Murat has a playful interaction with his mother, completing a Sudoku puzzle in seconds just to annoy her. As he heads out to the store, he notices the bus stop is empty, but finds a letter from Sule waiting for him, which brings a smile to his face. However, things take a turn when a talker appears at the store, and chaos erupts. Customers flee in terror as the talker's nonsensical words spread panic. The store employee shuts a gate, trapping Murat and a child with the talker. Murat, feeling sorry for the child, gives him his headphones and fights to open the gate. The talker continues to speak to him, causing his headache to worsen. Eventually, Murat lifts the gate enough for the child to escape, grabs some frozen goods to cool his head, and makes his way out through the back door, narrowly escaping the situation. Back home, Murat struggles with his hallucinations, haunted by the memory of his old friend Oscar. His mother reminds him of the medication he was given years ago, something he's reluctant to take. Meanwhile, Chief Officer Anton of the AEI is informed of the incident at the store, and is alarmed when Murat is spotted on security cameras. Anton is intrigued by Murat's immunity to AIDS, and begins an investigation into his past. He learns that Murat has visited the hospital multiple times due to severe headaches, but his condition does not align with any of the usual symptoms of the illness. The investigation intensifies when it's discovered that Murat has been registered as an employee of the AEI, but his profile is deeply suspicious. Anton is determined to find out more about Murat's potential connection to Project X, a secretive AEI initiative. Murat visits Fazil, the head of the AEI branch, to discuss his concerns about Oscar's potential survival. Fazil dismisses Murat's fears, assuring him that all employees involved in Project X are long dead. Despite this, Murat's suspicions grow, especially when his search uncovers inconsistencies about Oscar's supposed death. The next day, Murat's neighbor, Arif, asks him to search for Oscar, believing he is still alive and hiding. Arif reveals that a rebel group called Plus One claims to have seen Oscar, which further fuels Murat's doubts. To prove his point, Arif shows Murat a picture of Oscar's tattoo, which matches symbols on a mysterious medicine. Murat is reluctant to believe it, but agrees to help. Meanwhile, Anton is under pressure from his superiors to close the case, but his obsession with Project X leads him to investigate Murat further. He eventually finds that Murat has visited restricted AEI areas, and learns disturbing information about the project. The more Anton delves into the files, the more he begins to question the AEI's role in the outbreak. As the tension escalates, Murat's quest to uncover the truth leads him to the Plus One rebels. He is introduced to Errol, who can help him access AEI systems to find Oscar's profile. After much effort, Murat infiltrates AEI headquarters and accesses files that claim Oscar is dead. But something about the images of Oscar's body doesn't sit right with him. Before he can dig deeper, the system rejects his access, and Murat is forced to flee. Anton, now aware of Murat's involvement, intensifies his search for him. However, Murat narrowly escapes by hiding in plain sight, and is eventually helped by Sule, who shows up unexpectedly to assist him in crossing into the dangerous Sixth Zone, an area ravaged by the disease. Here, the situation is bleak, with the city in a state of disrepair. Sule explains that she's part of Plus One, and believes Murat's immunity could hold the key to saving humanity. Murat is hesitant to get involved in the rebels' cause, but Sule convinces him by demonstrating the dangers of the disease. As they work together to uncover more about Oscar's whereabouts and the mystery behind the medicine, they encounter new threats, including a confrontation with a gangster and more unsettling discoveries about the AEI's experiments. The further they dig, the more they realize how deeply the organization has manipulated the crisis for its own purposes. With Anton's search closing in on Murat, and the truth about the AEI becoming ever more dangerous, Murat must decide whether to stay in the shadows or fight back against the institution that controls the future of the world.